At some point last year, you probably sat across from a client or a Zoom call and you thought, how did I end up here? Again, same conversation, same resistance. And the easiest answer is bad luck, just wrong fit. And these things just happen. The harder answer, the one I could not avoid for long, is that the pattern is the point. If it keeps happening, it is not the client. It is the signal you are sending before they ever say hello. Let me just name them. That scape creeper, the price haggler, the slow payer. You know them. You probably invoice them. Some of them you have already fired and some of them you have not still yet. And if you're honest, there's a version of you that has already decided these are just part of the industry, a cost of doing business, the tax you pay for being services. But I'm going to challenge that. Not because those clients are not frustrating. They are, obviously. But because frustrating and random are two different things. But if scope creeper, the haggler, and the slow payer are not three different problems, what if they are three different readings of the same message, your message, that you transfer to your clients before you ever speak to them? The one you have been broadcasting without knowing it since before the first call. I have a disclaimer for you. You are not attracting bad clients. You are broadcasting for them. This is a concept I want to introduce. I call it the positioning mirror. A mirror does not editorialize. It does not punish you or reward you. It shows exactly what you hold up to it. Nothing more, nothing less. Your positioning is that mirror. And the clients you attract, how they treat you pricing, how they respect your process, how they speak to you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. That's the reflection, not of the market, of you, of your values. I know that's uncomfortable because the alternative is easier. The alternative is some clients are just difficult, you might say that. And let's say you sometimes just get unlucky, and that's true. Sometimes a pattern is not luck. A pattern is a system working exactly as it designed, as it was supposed to be. So the question is not how do I find better clients. The question is what I'm currently designed to attract. So you need to audit that. So here's what I have found. Your positioning signal, the thing that pre-selects your clients before you ever spoken a word. Let me repeat that. Your positioning signal, the thing that pre-selects your client before you ever spoken a word to them. It actually operates on 3 layers. I call this the 3 layers signal model. Layer 1 is what you say. Layer 2 is what you do not say. Layer 3 is how you behave under pressure. So most people only audit layer 1. They update their website copy, they might tighten their LinkedIn headline, and they might just rewrite their bio. And then they wonder why nothing changed. Because layer 1 is just the service. The market reads all 3 of those. Understand? Layer 1, what you say. This is your offer language, your positioning statement. The word you use on your website, in proposals, in the first 5 minutes of a sales call. When this layer is vague, when you describe what you do in a way that could apply to a dozen other people, the market fills in the gap. The market just assumes that you are just a janitor doing everything for anyone, and it does not fill it with something flattering. It fills it with probably not worth much more than average, and you do not ever want that for your business. So vague positioning is read as undifferentiated value, and undifferentiated value gets priced accordingly. And the layer 2 is what you do not say. This is the one most people miss. The gaps in your positioning and the things you carefully avoided saying are not neutral. They are very loud. They are very loud. And if you do not say who you do not work with, you are saying you will work with anyone. And if you do not name a minimum engagement level, you are saying negotiation is always welcome. So silence is just permission you give to the audience that yeah, I'm available. I'll do anything for anyone. Layer 3 is how you behave under pressure. This one is the deepest actually and the most honest, because this is not what you have written anywhere. This is the pattern the market has learned about you through experience, like how you behave, what are your positions and value, and how you position yourself. Like, do you hold your rate when pushed? Like you do not start juggling when a client negotiates hard, or do you adjust it to save the day, or do you protect the scope when a client adds requests, or do you just absorb it and tell yourself it's the relationship with your client? Or do you message at 10 p.m. or do you have a response window and you hold it? Every time you behave under pressure, you are training your market. You are teaching your next client exactly how much your boundaries mean. 3 years, all broadcasting simultaneously, all of them landing before the contract is ever signed. And let's just assume the scenario 3. This one is harder actually. A proposal emails you at 8 p.m. on a Thursday. You reply at 8:15. They email again on Sunday. You reply before lunch. The contract is just signed. Week 2, they message you at 9 p.m. expecting a response. Week 4, they are annoyed when you reply the next morning. Week 6, they are telling people you are hard to reach. You call that an unreasonable client. I call it you taught them that your availability in the sale process. Layer 3, behavior under pressure. Expect there was no pressure. Let me just run you through real life scenarios. Scenario 1 might be like you are sending the proposals that list your services but deliverable. 12 social posts, 4 blog articles, 2 strategy calls a month. Let's just say the proposal is technically accurate, but it's a menu, and a menu invites customers to pick and choose. Hope it makes sense. So the client just reads it and says, do we really need the strategy calls? Can we start with the 6 posts instead of 12? Or what if we tried it for a month? So you call that price negotiation. I call it your proposal trained them to negotiate. You do not sell an outcome, you sold a list. A deliverable list just signals commodity, and commodities get price shocked. Scenario 2, you onboard a new client. The brief is solid, the kickoff is good. Week 3, they send a Slack message asking for a new report. You build it. Week 5, another request, a different dashboard and extra tech. You build that too, because it's a good relationship, because you want to keep them. By the month 3, you are running 30% over the scope of work, resentful and just overextended. And you do not have raise because you do not want to damage the relationship. And you call that a difficult client. Late to, but you did not say. No client document that explained what's in and what triggers a conversation. No moment where you model the boundary. So they did not know one existed. Scenario 3, just eagerness. And eagerness has a cost. Same signal, 3 different faces, 3 archetypes that feel like separate problems. They are not. They are the one pattern with 3 separate expressions. Here's what I want you to take away from this. You do not need better clients. Better clients is a passive idea. It implies finding, searching, waiting for the market to send you a better crop. But a cleaner signal is an active idea. It implies design intentionally, and that shift from passive receive to active architect, that's the operating system change. And here's the practical version. Go back to the 3-layer signal mode. Layer 1. Read your current proposal or a website copy as if you are the most skeptical, price-sensitive version of your IT client. What does it say about your value? What does it imply about your category? If you cannot clearly articulate in one line why what you do produces a specific outcome for a specific type of business, the market is filling the gap for you, and it won't ever fill generously. Layer 2, write down the 3 things you have never explicitly said in your positioning, but that you actually believe about how you work. Who you do not work with, like who you do not ever work for, but the minimum engagement looks like. What happens when a client tries to add a scope? If you never said those things again, your clients are guessing, and they'll guess in their favor always. Layer 3, think about the last time you bent a boundary in the sales or early onboarding process. Not the last time you were flexible because it made strategic sense. The last time you bent a boundary because you were nervous. You were just fucking nervous because you needed the deal, because you didn't want the friction. So that moment was a broadcast and the client received it. Positioning is not a statement you write once. It's but every touch point confirms. Your pricing confirms it, your proposal format confirms it, your response time confirms it, your onboarding document confirms it. So your first difficult conversation or the absence of it confirms it. Every one of those moments is either strengthening the signal or just mudding it. The operators who do not have a difficult client problem, they are not luckier than you. They have just built a cleaner signal, one that filters before the conversation starts, one that pre-trains the client's relationship before the contract is ever signed. That's the lever, and that's entirely within your control.